Good evening and welcome to my lair. I thought with the arrival of 2026 it would be a good opportunity to go through a 2025 year in review. Now, I want to preface this by saying that I've never done anything like this. I imagine it's going to be rough, and I pray that you bear with me. We'll work through this together and do better in years to come. First off, why and when did I start the channel? You could say that I technically started in 2024. It was ultra late though. It was like halfway through December, kind of leading up to the holidays, had vacation time, so I figured I'd play with it here or there, get a channel name, come up with an AI generated logo, and just kind of get things out there and try to feel how stuff went. And I learned a lot, and I anticipate that I'll be learning a whole lot more. Why I started this: there's a lot of things that I like, and one of the things that I like to do is to share those experiences with others. Primarily, the channel has been about video games up until now, but eventually I would like to work into some of the other aspects that I like. Breadboarding electronics, that's a huge part of my life. I got my amateur radio license. So what have we learned so far? Watching your content's very good to pick up any problems that occur along the way and hopefully nip it in the bud. There were a few times where I didn't really pay attention. One of the things I noticed was, microphone and game audio. If I actually watched the video and paid attention, I would have known that I had problems earlier on, but they'll go about 3 episodes and it's like, oh, maybe I should change that. That's one of the things. And then the other thing is, something I'm not very good at is actually editing content down and getting rid of some of the boring stuff. Some statistics. So I want to start off with my Twitch side. Now, Twitch and YouTube, I started them about the same time, within like a couple weeks of each other. First thing I want to show up here is how much time I've streamed. All of these graphics are averaged by week. So you can see here that it's been relatively consistent. There have been a couple of drops, and then more recently went back to World of Warcraft. I've got a couple extra hours in there. So I've been relatively consistently doing the same amount of streaming. I actually took these, I think it was December 30th, because I was planning to have this video out for New Year's, but just everybody getting sick, plans, just did not work out. And then just for fun, average viewers by week. So you can see obviously early on, very low, and I had about a month there where I've had really good, for me, views. But you can see that it blows up mid-July, and that I started doing a lot more Stationeer stuff at that point, particularly my Brutality on Venus, and I think that's what's really been pulling a lot of people in. So if I look, my first Brutality on Venus was July 15th. You can see that that lines up pretty well. Brutal Venus seems to be something people are interested in watching, even though I still have not yet done the Iron Man Stationeer on Brutal Venus. But I have gotten to the point where I'm not smashing my face into the rock every time I go to mine. There. Okay. I'm perfectly happy with this. I'm fine with that. I love it. Love when I've got the regulars come in, say hi, and watch me blow myself up. Woo! Oh shit. And occasionally, for those times that I'm playing Valheim, I like to apparently commit suicide by jumping over a log. What the heck, man? It looks like overall 2.1 average viewers. All in all, not too bad. And just for fun, here's chat messages, so you can see where the most active streams were. And of course, they happen to coincide quite regularly with the Brutality on Venus. But I do want to say thank you to everybody that supported me over on Twitch. You can see that I made affiliate in August 14th. It was at the same time Twitch did change the requirements for affiliate. Used to be you had to have 50 followers and an average of 3 viewers per stream. So believe it or not, the 3 viewers per stream was the hardest part. But they had just changed it, and I was quite literally almost there. I think I was like 48 followers when they changed it, so it was just boom. All I had to do is make sure that I had 3 streams in a row with the viewer count, which easy enough to coordinate with some of my close friends and everything, and say, hey, just throw on Twitch and help me with this, and it's been great. So in 4 months of affiliate, so I'm super happy with that. And again, thank you for everybody who has been there and supported me in every single way for that. Now over to YouTube, we've got, let's see, my favorite metric, the amount of time that I can entertain people. That is the metric that I go for. all of my metrics are by watch time, and I try to average it out by week where it's appropriate. This overlay is watch time, and you can see my videos that have had the biggest success. Not surprisingly, it tends to be my first video in each of my series. Now, I did Mars Take 2. That lasted a while. Literally, my first Mars playthrough, there's actually a playlist for it. It was only 2 episodes long because I went to make steel, and I grossly miscalculated the amount of ice. Cue the clip. Oh, shit. Yeah, so that ended with a very big bang. And of course, that was not brutal. That was just me playing my first real playthrough. My first Brutality on Venus seems to be a big hit, and it was great. I loved it, and I loved that it could be of entertainment value and hopefully educational value as well. So if anybody's planning to do their own Brutality on Venus, I can show you about every possible way of dying on Venus. But you can see here the same timeline that we saw on Twitch. When I started putting my Brutality on Venus, that's when I started getting the coverage. Now, the improved production system, that piqued a lot of interest, and I would actually love to do, like, well, I don't know if I'd call them tutorial, but this is how I do it, this is how you can do it, and maybe hopefully educate people too. Because one of the things that I love about the game is that there's 1,000 different ways to skin the same cat. You can do it simple, you can do it complex, you can do it automatic, you can do it semi-automatic, you can do it completely manual. There's no direct answer to it. Obviously, the last half of the year really took off. That accounts for almost all of my view time. And speaking of view time, we'll take a look over here at the eligibility requirements. So, monetization. So with YouTube, you have to have 500 subscribers, 3 video uploads in 3 months, and then either people love your shorts, so view your shorts, not necessarily watch them, but view them, or watch your videos. From here, you can see that my subscriber count's really low. Shout out to those that are subscribed to me right now. And every subscription really does help. Even if you never come back, the view time. Now, this one might be a little bit difficult. I'm going to have to grow a little bit. But I think I've got most of that covered because from July 15th on, so we're talking basically less than half a year, I've gotten to 1,000, and it's only grown since I started. So that one might actually be doable in 2026, and then I can start monetization on YouTube. And I honestly have no idea how much I'll get out of that, but every little bit helps. And as far as any money that I earn from this, I plan to reinvest into it, potentially purchasing more games to share. Eventually, like I said, I want to get into my electronics and other things like that. And then also what I want to do is kind of like a tithe. For instance, Twitch, like 10% of the revenue that I get on Twitch, I want to reinvest back into other people on Twitch. I don't plan on getting huge, but if I do, I will remember these early steps for sure. So other fun things. So watch time. Well, let's look at the age demographic. The watch time by viewer age, you can see here that it primarily focuses in on, big shocker, my age group. So that one, it doesn't surprise me. Well, then there's some other fun things. Hey, gender. This is not a shock to anybody, I'm sure. 0.3% female. Based on that, I could say that that's probably my wife and one of the people I stream with. And then, let's see, geography. So this one was kind of enlightening to me. So United States, UK, Germany, Canada. The other funny thing is, if you look at the views and the watch time, these first 5 don't add up anywhere near 100. That just shows you how spread out a lot of these views come in. And then, let's see, by device, I just pulled this up for the heck of it. I was expecting to see computer and mobile phone. Tablet kind of makes sense. Tablet and mobile phone, they kind of are one and the same to me. But TV, now that one surprised me. Takeaway from here is, it does tell me that it makes for good background noise. What else have we learned? Oh, we've also learned that HCF, halt, catch fire, is a legitimate instruction, and it does indeed halt and catch fire. Let's halt, catch fire. That's a literal. Wow. And what's my plan from here? I just want to grow a little bit more, share a little bit more, eventually get to making electronics on the bench in the basement for you guys. I've got a whole slew of ideas that I want to tackle too. Science projects. I want to make a downdraft wood gasifier that I can store the wood gas that I generate to use in other projects. You know, eventually I'm going to put solar panels out in the swamp. I live in a swamp. Beautiful view of the sky, perfect for solar panels. The only problem is a ways away from the house. I want to build up a solar array that can go upstairs in voltage and be transmitted at high voltage. Because of Ohm's law, I don't want a bunch of resistive losses on the way. So I want all my power to get to my battery bank. I want to come up with a buck converter, charge controller, that sort of thing. The commercially made ones for that type of system are asinine in price. So I want to generate my own that can handle the voltages I'm looking for and come down to a sensible voltage. At one time, I was thinking about making an anaerobic digester for composting that can generate methane and ammonia, an awesome fertilizer. So I got a few projects that I would love to share that are not video games. It was 2025 in review and our plans for the future, which are vague at best. So if you're still here, I really appreciate you. Without you, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be making this. So thank you. Hopefully this is an enlightening, not just about my channel, but for others that might benefit from this too, not me, just me. And I look forward to spending some more time with you via streaming and YouTube. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you next time.